Right now at 6, Fort Scott Community College plans a 7-part series on homesteading.
And we've got a pretty decent Friday lined up for us. However, rain chances increase into tomorrow. Look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, a proposed sales tax could mean a new city pool for Lamar.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6 a.m. I'm Elise Snowy.
I'm Chris Warner. It is now finally Friday, the 4 states, September the 19th. And we did have storms yesterday, but they didn't really play out as expected. Right. So that's why we haven't really seen much else after that. And the good news, though, is that's leading to a really nice Friday across the area. We're going to start a live look outside from downtown Pittsburgh, where things are, again, not too bad out there. We've got partly cloudy skies this morning, and we are dry. There are showers and storms that are off to our south and west, but they are not into our immediate area, nor are they expected to be. Live look from Modoc camera, 20th and Range Line in Joplin, also looking pretty good as well this morning, as we got a few folks out there starting their day. So here's what happened yesterday. We had the cold front come through. That's what was bringing us the rain chances and slightly cooler weather. But what was expected was thunderstorm development to initiate a little further west than what it actually did. It ended up initiating to our east, or right into our eastern counties, and then pushed off to the east-northeast. And because it went that route, it changed the variables and dynamics in our atmosphere, and we didn't end up with any shower or thunderstorm activity by late evening or overnight, which also means we don't have any this morning in our neck of the woods. So we've got gradually clearing skies as we head into the afternoon and evening hours, and we'll be clear through the evening, but after 10, we're going to start to see clouds gradually increase ahead of more thunderstorm chances tonight. We're at 62 in Joplin, 61 in Pittsburgh. Remember, our average low is about 60. We've had some locations close to that the last few days, but we've not had this many locations close to that. We've got low mid 60s out there, number of 61s, and we've got Parsons right now, again, still right where we should be at 60 degrees. So a cooler start than what we've had the last few days. All right, heading out the door for kids getting to school. We got partly cloudy skies, mid 60s, about 80 for lunch and recess with skies clearing, mid 80s by the time they head home. We'll go near 70 by 9. 80 by noon, and our highs today into the mid 80s with those clearing skies and a west wind at 5 to 10. Like I said, the overnight tonight, shower thunderstorm chances increase. We're going to go over those details with you in the full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, starting next month, the K-State Research and Extension Program Southwind District will aim to encourage future farmers in southeast Kansas. KOAM's Kenny Foreman previews what's to come.
The Southwind District of Kansas State University's Research and Extension Program noticed a trend. More people have been moving to southeast Kansas with interest in farming.
We've had a lot of interest in people moving back from the Kansas City metropolitan area, moving to rural Bourbon County, and they usually have a small plot of land that they would like to get back to the agricultural side of things, be able to feed their families and try to make a little living off of that.
Wanting to help make those possibilities realities for the community, the program is set to host a 7-part series on homesteading, where they will teach attendees techniques in small-scale farming and livestock.
I think this series will be good for beginners or experienced. A lot of the stuff that I'm personally covering, and I know others, they're going to be a little more beginning oriented to where anybody can understand them.
Over at Fort Scott High School, Sydney Cullison teaches agriculture and is the advisor for the school's Future Farmers of America program. She believes agricultural education is important even if her students don't see themselves becoming farmers.
We have lots of students that are coming in with gardening experience, or maybe floral design is something that we've implemented, and the small animal care has become such a large component, and kids want to be a vet, and so bringing in those animal science concepts, more focusing on the small animal care and those types of things, because a lot of kids are able to relate to that.
As a member of the Southwind Extension District Board, Gary Palmer of Freedom Farms in Fort Scott is excited about the upcoming sessions.
I absolutely think agricultural education is vital. I believe that most of us, even us in southeast Kansas and rural areas, don't have the greatest appreciation for where our food comes from or what has to go into making growing animals that flourish so that we can flourish.
In Fort Scott, Kenny Foreman, KOAM News.
The first session will be held October 1st at 6 p.m. and it's titled Plot Perfect Garden Planning for Abundant Harvests. And the future of Lamar's Aquatic Center rests with voters this November. Residents will choose whether a new sales tax should fund the city's swimming facility. November's ballot question asked Lamar voters to pass a 30-year 1/2-cent sales tax. Now, if approved, all funds generated would only be used for the construction of a new city pool and its operational costs. The pool has been closed since 2022 due to issues such as leaks. The city administrator says the cost of removing the pool and building a new facility has a price tag of about $4.4 million.
The piping infrastructure underneath the pool and inside the concrete is busted up and needs replaced, at which point you have to pull out all the concrete, thereby compromising the structures, and it's really just not feasible just to do a repair on a portion of that. One pool, which is the leisure pool, wouldn't survive that type of repair.
City staff say next month they're planning to hold informational meetings ahead of the election where community members can learn more about the issues they'll be voting on. The fallout is growing after ABC decided to pull Jimmy Kimmel Live off the air this week. Now, last night, many of Kimmel's fellow comedians spoke out against the move, which is just the latest shakeup to the late-night talk show landscape. It comes as President Donald Trump has suggested that TV licenses should be pulled from broadcasters who give him bad press. CBS News' Jared Hill has more from New York.
But tonight, we are all Jimmy Kimmel.
From late-night peers to legends like David Letterman.
You can't go around firing somebody because you're fearful or trying to suck up to an authoritarian.
A resounding rebuke of ABC's decision to indefinitely suspend Jimmy Kimmel Live after Kimmel's comments about the alleged killer of conservative activist Charlie Kirk in a monologue.
The MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
Two major TV station groups, Nexstar and Sinclair, quickly announced they'd preempt the show just hours after Trump-appointed FCC Chairman Brendan Carr threatened broadcasters who failed to take action against Kimmel. Nexstar is currently seeking FCC approval for a $6.2 billion merger with another media company, Tegna. Thursday, Carr suggested it's just the beginning.
This is a massive shift that's taking place in the media ecosystem, and I think the consequences are going to continue to flow.
On Air Force One, President Trump more direct about what could happen to broadcasters.
They give me only bad publicity from the press. I mean, they're getting a license. I would think maybe their license should be taken away.
Anna Gomez, the only Democrat-appointed FCC commissioner, called Kimmel's suspension a dangerous new precedent. Jared Hill, CBS News.
The suspension has sparked protests and online calls for boycotts against ABC and its parent company, Disney. On Capitol Hill, some Democrats are calling for a congressional investigation into the FCC chair and Jimmy Kimmel's suspension, though right now the Republicans are in power. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Freeman Healthcare rolls out the red carpet for dialysis patients. Plus, President Trump and British Prime Minister Keir Starmer sign a new tech partnership worth billions. And Chris returns with another look at your weekend forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. Time now 6:08. We'll be right back. Well, topping World Watch, President Trump is headed back to Washington after an unprecedented second state visit to the United Kingdom. Today, he met with Prime Minister Keir Starmer as the trip shifted from pomp and circumstance to trade and policy. Natalie Brand has the highlights from the White House.
President Trump and the First Lady left the United Kingdom after meeting today with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, both leaders stressing the close bond between the two nations. They inked a new tech partnership focused on energy and artificial intelligence with several U.S. tech giants pledging billions of dollars in investments.
We're confirming our status as the first partners in science and technology, ready to define this century together.
We also are joining forces on quantum computing and nuclear power, a natural partnership for close allies.
The leaders also said they discussed shared goals of ending Russia's war on Ukraine as negotiations with Russian President Vladimir Putin have stalled.
He's let me down. He's really let me down.
We have to put extra pressure on Putin. And it's only when the president has put pressure on Putin that he's actually shown any inclination to move. So we have to ramp that pressure up.
And while they said they both want peace in the Middle East, President Trump acknowledged he doesn't see eye to eye with Starmer over recognizing a Palestinian state.
I have a disagreement with the Prime Minister on that score. Okay? One of our few disagreements, actually.
During the news conference, President Trump also announced his administration is trying to regain control of Bagram Air Base in Afghanistan without giving details. The Taliban took over the base following the U.S. withdrawal in 2021.
One of the reasons we want the base is, as you know, it's an hour away from where China makes its nuclear weapons.
The UK also announced plans to help build U.S. military aircraft, creating jobs in both countries as the leaders play up the long-standing economic and national security alliance. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Well, President Trump also confirmed he will be speaking to Chinese President Xi tomorrow to discuss the TikTok deal. And still to come, the FTC in 7 states sue Ticketmaster and Live Nation for deceptive pricing. Plus, Chris returns with another look at today's forecast. Good morning. I'm Elise Snowy with your KOAM News update. Yesterday morning, Joplin police responded to a crash on 34th and Main Street. On-scene officers discovered an SUV and minivan had collided. The minivan had rolled over onto its side. Emergency crews took 2 people from the minivan to the hospital. The driver of the SUV was not injured. The crash is under investigation. The Miami School District is asking for a $14 million bond over the next 12 years. This is a no-tax increase bond, and the money will go towards the building of a new lower elementary school.
And we've got a pretty nice Friday lined up for us. We'll have skies gradually clearing into the afternoon. Temperatures right around the mid-80s with a west breeze at 5 to 10. Clear skies continue initially through the evening, and then around 10 o'clock or so, we'll see clouds gradually begin to increase again. And that's ahead of increasing shower and thunderstorm chances as we head into the overnight hours. These will start building in to southeast Kansas, northeast Oklahoma after 1 a.m., and we'll go back to the mid-60s. Scattered showers and storms for a good portion of our Saturday. We'll go low 80s. And they'll resume Saturday night into Sunday, but as you can see, those rain chances a bit lower through next Thursday, so it's not rain everywhere all at once. Temperatures, though, will continue to hold around the mid-80s, and then by next weekend, still not too bad, upper 80s and clear skies on Saturday.
In Consumer Watch, U.S. stocks got a boost yesterday after NVIDIA announced it will invest $5 billion in struggling chip maker Intel. The move comes weeks after the federal government took a 10% stake in Intel. In a press release, NVIDIA said the 2 companies will jointly develop multiple generations of custom data center and PC products. The news sent Intel shares up 25% yesterday, while NVIDIA jumped 2%. And the Federal Trade Commission in 7 states have filed a joint lawsuit against Ticketmaster and owner Live Nation. They're accusing the companies of advertising lower ticket prices and then allowing brokers to scoop them up and resell them at inflated prices. The FTC says Ticketmaster controls at least 80% of the ticket market for major events. As of last night, the companies have not commented on the lawsuit. And Anchor has issued another recall for nearly 500,000 power banks affecting 5 models. According to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, the company has received 33 reports of devices catching fire or exploding, with 4 reports of minor burns and 1 substantial property damage. The impacted models were sold between August of 2023 and June of this year. Earlier this year, Anchor issued another recall for more than 1 million units of a different power bank model. People who have the recalled devices can fill out an online claim form for a refund or Anchor gift card. That's a look at Consumer Watch. Let's take it over now to Chris for a quick look at the forecast.
Yeah, we've got a pretty nice Friday lined up for us out there. We'll be dry, we'll be warm, and then rain chances will return late tonight into the weekend. Details when we come back. Time now, 6:18. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 6:20 now on this Friday morning. And we're going to begin with the future track. And one of the things we talked about this morning is how the changes in what happened yesterday versus what was expected have had a lasting impact on the weather we experienced overnight and even for today. So we had that cold front coming through, and the initial expectations really for most of yesterday was that storms would begin to initiate a little further west. of the 69 corridor, and then that would allow them to pick up a little more intensity and then, become severe as they rolled off to the east. But they did not initiate further west. They initiated further east, and that impacted our atmosphere and environment, which led to us being pretty dry after those initial storms rolled through and staying that way overnight into this morning, which we were again expecting scattered showers and storms overnight and through at least noon today. That's not happening. It's not going to happen. And because of that, we actually have a really nice Friday lined up. Skies will begin to clear. Whoa, what's going on? Oh, my God. Well, whenever somebody's got a second, there's an extraordinarily. Now look at what's happened. There's an extraordinarily. Wow, okay. The things that happen on the KOAM Morning News, I'm telling you, that is a huge spike. I think Tim, our director, is on his way. So yeah, here he comes. He's here to save us. That is it's right there. It is a gigantic spider, and now it's not. All right, thank you, Tim. Round of applause for Tim there. So, okay, save the day. It's the second one this week. Second one this week. He said there's one in the newsroom. There's 3 of them. And we're done. All right, partly cloudy skies. We're going to move the show outside. We'll be near 80 by 11 o'clock this morning. Mid-80s for our highs. Skies will gradually clear. Maybe that'll encourage these spiders to move out of here with a west wind at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. And through the evening, again, we'll have clear skies initially. So, man, I'm telling you, it will start to go partly cloudy by about 10 o'clock, and then we'll see thunderstorm chances begin to build in after 2 a.m. after 1 a.m. and we'll go back to about the mid-60s. Now, at this point, we're not anticipating any severe weather. We don't have any severe risk areas highlighted as we head into the weekend, but of course, we'll monitor that for you. Now, our best chance for rain is really going to be as we head into tomorrow. We'll be into the low 80s, and it'll last through most of the day before we get a break by the late afternoon into the evening, and then overnight, scattered showers and storms will return. Those will continue with us through Thursday of next week, but you can see compared to tomorrow, those chances are a little bit lower. So it's not going to be as much rain across the area as what we'd like. But we will have those scattered storms out there. And we're continuing to keep an eye on the possibility of getting into some cooler weather by the end of next week. Right now, the data is still a little too inconsistent, but there is that chance that we could see the upper 70s by the second half of next week. And we'll keep an eye on that as well, because I don't know anybody who would complain about those much more pleasant temperatures out there. That's a check of your forecast. We're going to send it over now to Elise with Health Watch.
And Health Watch this morning, giant spiders increase your heart rate. That's for sure. Mine's pumping right now, but in all seriousness, Freeman Health System rolls out the red carpet for dialysis patients while connecting them with vital community health resources. Patients receive the STAR treatment during the hospital's annual dialysis patient engagement days. This year's theme, Roll Out the Red Carpet Oscars Night, was chosen by a patient committee, and the hospital staff made sure everyone felt honored and appreciated. The event celebrates patients while also connecting them with important community resources, from mental health services and transplant centers to nursing care and medication support.
It is an event where we bring together community resources that are available for our patients and to celebrate them, educate them, and it is literally just for patients. We feed them, and we have a theme every year, and our theme this year is, Roll Out the Red Carpet, Oscars Night.
Families were welcome to join as well, part of an effort to build stronger bonds between patients and the community. Wildfire smoke has become a major health risk in the United States, with a rising death toll predicted. A Stanford University study estimates that due to climate change causing more wildfires, the U.S. could reach 30,000 deaths a year due to wildfire smoke pollution by 2050. The danger is greatest on the West Coast, but even people living in the eastern and Midwestern U.S. are exposed to smoke from Canadian fires. And a new study highlights why getting the annual COVID vaccine is still important. A study published in JAMA projected that vaccinating high-risk groups could save about 7,000 lives a year. Researchers say a universal vaccine recommendation would save even more lives. Experts, of course, remind that COVID-19 still has a higher risk of death than the seasonal flu. And a little bit of music could go a long way towards helping people with heart issues. A study in Mexico found that patients in the cardiac ICU who received music therapy had a significant drop in their heart rate and blood pressure. Researchers say more doctors should look into using music as a cheap, safe, and non-pharmacological treatment. The fired former head of the CDC told a Senate committee her side of the story on Wednesday about why she was let go less than a month on the job. She expressed concern about the scheduled meeting of a key vaccine advisory panel. Erica Brown has the latest from the Capitol.
Former CDC Director Susan Manarez told the lawmakers she's nervous about this week's advisory panel meeting that could change vaccine recommendations, and she expressed concern about politics influencing decisions at the agency.
It does put at risk our children. It puts at risk others who need these vaccines, and it takes us into a very dangerous place in public health.
The vaccine panel was overhauled by Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Manarez says she was fired from the CDC because she refused to approve vaccine guidance without scientific evidence and would not dismiss career scientists without cause.
I will stand behind scientific integrity with every decision I ever make.
At a contentious Senate hearing earlier this month, Kennedy denied Manarez's account.
I told her that she had to resign because I asked her, "Are you a trustworthy person?" And she said no.
Some Republican lawmakers who are also physicians echoed Kennedy's skepticism about the CDC.
I think the CDC is the cause of vaccine hesitancy, that you are the problem.
Does the COVID vaccine reduce the rate of death for children under 18?
It can.
Once again, it can. That's a ridiculous answer. No, it doesn't.
Republican Senator Bill Cassidy, who's also a doctor, noted Manarez's firing came less than a month after she was confirmed by the Senate, with Secretary Kennedy praising her, quote, unimpeachable scientific credentials.
Did we fail? Was there something we should have done differently?
In a statement, an HHS spokesperson said Manarez's remarks to the Senate committee have factual inaccuracies and leave out important details. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Well, during the hearing, former Chief Medical Officer Deborah Oury testified she learned about new CDC guidance on COVID vaccines from a video the Health and Human Services Secretary posted on social media. She said she had reached out to Kennedy for the data to try and implement that guidance, but it was never provided. And that's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 6:30, Joplin police respond to a serious rollover crash on 34th in Maine.
And we've got a really nice Friday shaping up for us, but we do have more thunderstorm chances on the horizon. Got to look at your forecast coming up.
Plus $14 million for 12 years. The Miami School District hopes to use the time and the money for a new elementary school.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6:31. I'm Elise Noe.
And I'm Chris Warner. It's finally Friday here in the 4 states, September the 19th, and it's going to be an absolutely beautiful Friday. So hopefully you've got some time off or you get to get out there and enjoy it, because the weekend looks to be a little bit on the soggy side, unfortunately. Yes. We're going to start with a live look from downtown Pittsburgh. Got an absolutely beautiful sunrise out there. We've got mostly clear skies. Some of it's still partly cloudy, but again, not a bad start to the day at all. MoDOT camera 20th and range line in Joplin, looking back to the north, the long range line, and folks continue to get their day underway, and it will be a great day. And that's all because of what transpired yesterday. That cold front came through, brought our temperatures down just a wee bit, but storms were expected to develop a little further west than where they actually did, and that changed our atmosphere and environment here just enough that we didn't really see anything after they rolled through, nor did we get anything overnight, and that means we're not going to get anything today, at least through the daytime hours. We'll have clearing skies and eventually just plentiful sunshine as we roll into the afternoon and evening hours, and it'll be later this evening around 10 that the clouds will begin to make a gradual return ahead of increasing shower and thunderstorm chances as we roll overnight tonight. Our average low is 60. That cold front helped with our low temperatures. Look at that. It's 62 in Joplin. We've now dropped to 59 in Pittsburgh. 59. This is one of the cooler starts we've had all season so far. And again, our average low is 60. this is also the most communities we've had at or close to that number. All of us in the low to mid 60s out there. Parsons is still right on the money at 60. As we showed you, Pittsburgh now a degree below average. So not a bad start whatsoever. A little cooler than what we've been used to here lately, but it will still warm up today. So kids heading out the door, mid 60s. Still some partly cloudy skies. Lunch recess time, about 80 and mid 80s, and clear skies as they head home today. We're looking at the upper 60s, near 70 by 9, about 80 by noon, and our highs today into the mid 80s. Again, with those clearing skies through the afternoon and evening hours, west winds 5 to 10. So we have those thunderstorm chances building in overnight tonight and continuing into Saturday. We'll go over those details and tell you how long the rain's going to last here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, Nevada residents weigh in on how they feel regarding services provided by the city. According to the city of Nevada, more than 600 people turned in the survey that allows officials to see what improvements need made. According to those who filled out the questionnaire, the most frequent response to the most important issue facing the city was that the pool needs to be open and more things for the youth to do. Jobs and economic development and the city's appearance were also among the issues mentioned. Residents were also asked what they thought the city's top 3 priorities should be over the next few years. Now, according to the city, the need for a swimming pool was a major priority, also better streets and sidewalks, and the third was improvements to parks and recreation. The bond issue could mean future learning opportunities for some students in Miami. The Miami School District is asking for a $14 million bond over the next 12 years. This is a no tax increase bond. The money will go toward the building of a new lower elementary school next to Nichols School. The money will also upgrade the HVAC system at Nichols as well.
The main reason we need this bond issue is for the safety of our students and staff. We want to be able to provide them with a safe place to go whenever there's bad weather, and we just haven't been able to do that. We've had to cancel classes, and that's just not sustainable for the long term. We need parents to know that their kids are safe when they're at school, and this issue will help us to do that.
The election date for this bond issue is October 14th. And the new Chief Justice of the Missouri Supreme Court now has several months on the bench. Judge Brent Powell is from Southwest Missouri and ultimately graduated from the University of Missouri-Columbia Law School of Law. He began his legal career in Kansas City before he was appointed to the state Supreme Court in 2017. Powell says he's bringing the things he learned in his youth into the High Court chamber.
People step up here, and that's what really, I learned a lot when I was growing up here, is that you got to step up and serve. And I learned that from my family, but I also learned it from the people who I grew up with.
Powell will serve as the Chief Justice on the High Court for 2 years through June of 2027. And a traffic alert for downtown Joplin this weekend. Now, according to city officials, a part of Main Street will be closed tomorrow from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. The affected area is from 4th to 7th Street, one of the busiest parts of that road. The road is closing for a community event hosted by James River Church. And Joplin police respond to reports of a crash on 34th and Main Street. The incident happened around 10:40 yesterday morning. Now, on-scene officers discovered an SUV and minivan had collided. Both were off the west side of Main Street. The minivan had rolled over onto its side. Emergency crews took 2 people from the minivan to the hospital. The driver of the SUV was not injured, and Joplin Police Major Crash Team responded and is investigating the cause. This is a developing story. You can find more details on KOAMNewsNow.com. Now to look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Shannon Becker is in the studio for this week's Shannon's Big 3. We'll be right back. Time now 6:37, but first, here's a live look from Center Creek Park in Carl Junction. Welcome back this morning. We have Shannon Becker in the studio with his big 3 news stories of the week. Shannon, good morning.
Good morning, Elise. Well, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Well, got the memo about the black today.
I know. Look at us, patches.
It makes me slimmer and you look invisible.
Oh,
that's how it goes. Let's take a look at the big 3 this week. What's happening where you live? Benton County, Arkansas. This is the courthouse there on the Bentonville Square. These 2 ladies were seen by some boys riding skateboards actually destroying a Charlie Kirk memorial.
Right.
Just like, we've had here in the Joplin area, they've had things like that as well. Yes. The 2 ladies said some choice words and had some signs that they gave to the children, I guess you could maybe say. They were arrested and they've been charged with vandalism. It's a misdemeanor charge, but they were placed in the Benton County Jail. That's a story we'll continue to follow. Our number 2 story, KOAM News Now. I'm Shannon Becker. Oh, here we go. Speaking of Charlie Kirk, a lot of people have been talking about it.
Right.
We've had 2 vigils here in the area. This one was held at last Sunday at the Praying Hands, which is kind of an interesting place to have it. And then, of course, how appropriate, underneath the big cross on Gateway Drive at the Pentecostal Life Center. About 300 people showed up at each one of those events. A lot of people were able to express themselves through prayer and like-mindedness and sharing with one another. Our number 1 story of the week, live and local, what's happening where you live. It was a tragedy in McDonald County. A couple from Anderson, both were killed in a crash. A man from Siloam Springs, Arkansas, 18 years old, actually crossed the center line. He was arrested for DWI as well, felony death of 2 people. The couple, they're having the services coming up on September 25th. That's this next week. It was on Highway 43. There's that couple there. Very, very tragic story. I think the services are going to be held at the Pineville Baptist Church. So more details, you can find that on our news story, KOAM News Now. Fatal head-on crash with 2 deaths. And then our bonus story of the week, that's a week away, but I want to be sure to start telling people about it. GBATS is called the Guilty by Association Truck Show. It's a huge truck show. It's the world's largest convoy for Special Olympics. It's a 3-day event. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I don't know if you've ever been able to go to it. They have it every 2 years. It is gargantuan. I mean, we're talking like probably 1,000 trucks will be in this convoy, and they circle the city, and then they all stop at Cunningham Park and have a big concert. It'll be with Colin Ray on Saturday night. They do these burnouts. Now you do that, right? Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Get out there.
Way to work.
I know, it's crazy. So they've got the burnout pit. They've got a demolition derby. They've got all the trucks you want to see. The Chrome Shop Mafia, of course. They used to have a show on TNN, the Nashville Network. It was here in Joplin. Chrome Shop Mafia, the 4-state trucks. So it's coming up this next Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's on our website now.
Yes, fantastic.
GBATS.
What a cool event.
It's so cool.
I hadn't even heard
about it. It's so cool.
It.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be a trucker. That was my job. I wanted to be a trucker. Yeah. I grew up around trucking. Course. That's our life, a lot of us here. So
fantastic event. All right, Shannon, as always, thanks so much for being with us this morning. We'll be right back.
All right, time for some Friday birthdays in the 4 states, and we're starting with Hadley Joes Whalen in Oswego, celebrating birthday number 2. It says, happy birthday, big girl.
And a happy 6th birthday to Jesse Cool.
And Jovi Roberts celebrating birthday number 7 today. Happy birthday.
And in Humboldt, a happy 7th birthday to Houston Zimmerman.
And we've got Riley Green celebrating birthday number 9. Says happy birthday with love from Mom and Dad.
And in Carthage, a happy 18th birthday to Cameron Dinninger. A wonderful throwback photo there. Happy birthday.
And in Parsons, Brandon Largent celebrating birthday number 19. Happy birthday.
And in Pittsburgh, a happy 23rd birthday to Caleb Red, who's there on the left. It says, we love you very much, Mom, Dad, and JT.
And in Parsons, Jessica Anderson celebrating birthday number 35 today. Happy birthday, Jessica.
And a happy 43rd birthday to Glenn Thomason, who's pictured there on the right. Happy birthday, Glenn.
And we've got Michael Maroney celebrating birthday number 45. Says happy birthday to the most amazing husband and friend from your family.
And a happy 55th birthday to Kelly Casillas, who's on the very left now, who's also pictured there with Glenn. So happy birthday to you both, guys.
Yeah, very big celebration, I would suspect. And in Carthage, we've got Jim Fitzgerald celebrating birthday number 73. Happy birthday.
And in Columbus, a happy 76th birthday to Dennis Plotnick.
And in Parsons, Corey and Trisha Largent celebrating their 22nd year of wedded bliss. A very happy anniversary to the Largents.
There they are. And also in Parsons, celebrating their 27th anniversary. Happy anniversary to Rob and Amy Monty.
Indeed, and there they are. See, it's just, it's the Spider-Man. He gets into everything. Janice Rennie in Columbus celebrating a birthday as well. Says happy birthday from your soon-to-increase family and church family.
And one of our KOAM morning show producers' birthday was yesterday. Unfortunately, we missed it. It says here that Vance forgot, and he's very sorry. So we're sorry, Bobby, and a happy birthday to you. He's not here today, but we're wishing you a very, very happy birthday and hope you had a great day yesterday.
See, we owe him a day off for missing his birthday yesterday anyway. So very happy birthday to you, Bobby. And we continue our list with Kevin Knopp in Frontenac celebrating birthday number 70.
And a happy 8th birthday in Miami to Bud Humphrey. It says, a great husband, dad, Papa, and Papa, we love you very much. Happy birthday, Bud.
And in Lawton, Lathrop celebrating birthday number 92 today. So very happy birthday and anniversary to everybody on our list. And those wishing to celebrate with us need to do something that's super simple.
Yes, please submit your birthdays and those anniversaries to birthdays@koamnewsnow.com. Be sure to include those wonderful photos and messages. Of course, meet the deadline that you see there at the bottom of your screen. And also, please include the date of your celebration as well.
Absolutely, you want to do that. I'm going to back this up and just kind of take you around the area real quick. Got a nice sunrise here, downtown Pittsburgh. Just a few clouds out to the east. So Pittsburgh, you've got mostly clear skies overhead from this perspective. KDOT camera 69 East 520th Avenue, also looking pretty good this morning as folks get their day underway. And we're going to head down to Joplin, 7th and Range Line. Got a few clouds out there leading to, again, another just beautiful view of that sunrise this morning. And one last stop, 20th and Range Line in Joplin. Looking back to the north, quite a few folks lining up on this finally Friday to get that day started because everybody's working for the weekend, right? Okay, that's what we're doing. We're heading for that weekend. However, you might want to do your best to enjoy today because this weekend could be a bit on the soggy side. Thanks to some changes in what transpired yesterday. Again, that cold front came through. The expectation was storms developing a little further west than where they did. Now, we still got strong to severe thunderstorms in the eastern half of our area, but they developed a little later than expected, and that kind of changed things for us. That's why we didn't really see anything overnight, and it's why we're not seeing anything this morning. The expectation about 24 hours ago was with those storms developing further west, which is also why even that low end severe risk ran further west as well. That was the expectation, set the stage. We'd kind of see some recycling scattered storms overnight through about noon today. Since that didn't happen, we'll have clearing skies as we go into the late morning and afternoon hours. We'll have clear skies into the evening hours, and then about 10 o'clock, we start to go partly cloudy. It's because after 1, we see the return of scattered showers and thunderstorms building into Kansas and Oklahoma initially, and they'll continue through Saturday, and we'll have scattered showers and storms throughout the area as we head through Saturday morning and into the early afternoon hours. Now, the good news is, at this point, we don't have any severe risk areas highlighted, so we want it to stay that way. But we are getting some much needed rain. And tomorrow is we've got rain chances from tomorrow through next Thursday, but tomorrow's going to be our best chance for any meaningful rainfall out there. Now, as we go later into the afternoon and evening, we'll get a break from the rain, then we'll see additional showers and storms begin to develop. Now, you saw those storms in Oklahoma that they just suddenly disappeared. That is because when we work with you in the morning, we're just really covering a couple of days, just kind of get you out the door, get you ready for your work day. And that particular computer model only goes so far before it runs out of data. And so even though they disappeared, that's the most likely scenario. The other one that goes just a pinch further than that one isn't showing storms Sunday morning, but I do believe we're going to have scattered showers and thunderstorms continuing into the morning and the afternoon hours on Sunday, but they will not be as widespread as we saw for Saturday. They'll be considerably more scattered throughout our Sunday. Get our day started again. Just another beautiful view of that sunrise. Looks fantastic. Partly cloudy to start, mid-60s. We'll be near 80 by 11 o'clock this morning, and skies again gradually clearing into the afternoon. Got another look at your forecast and your wake-up recap here in just a moment. And when we switch over to Fox 14 at 7 a.m., or if you hang out with us here streaming 24/7 on KOAM+, Kansas State University is hosting a series on homesteading beginning next month. We got those details and a lot more at 7 a.m.
This is your Wake Up recap for September 19th. The top stories to start your day. Yesterday morning, Joplin police responded to a crash on 34th and Main Street. On-scene officers discovered an SUV and minivan had collided. The minivan had rolled over onto its side. Emergency crews took 2 people from the minivan to the hospital. The driver of the SUV was not injured. The crash is under investigation. November's ballot asked Lamar voters to pass a 30-year 1.5-cent sales tax. Now, if approved, all funds generated would only be used for the construction of a new city pool and its operational costs. The pool has been closed since 2022 due to issues such as leaks. The city administrator says the cost of removing the pool and building a new facility has a price tag of about $4.4 million. And the Miami School District is asking for a $14 million bond over the next 12 years. This is a no tax increase bond. The money will go toward the building of a new lower elementary school. And that's a check of today's Wake Up recap.
And we'll have skies gradually clearing as we roll through the late morning and afternoon hours. Temperatures warming up to the mid-80s with a west breeze at 5 to 10. Clear skies initially in the evening and going partly cloudy by 10. And after 1 a.m., scattered showers and thunderstorms return back into the mid-60s. Our best chance of showers and storms across the area, or at least more widespread showers and storms, is tomorrow. It'll be with us most of the day, low 80s. We'll get a pause in the evening and see those storms return late Saturday into Sunday with scattered storm chances through next Thursday as well, and temperatures still hanging out into the 80s.
Right. Well, coming up today at noon, we're making chocolate cola cake in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Okay, it's combining 2 of my favorite things, so maybe this is pretty good. All right, and your morning news, of course, continues on KOM with CBS Mornings. CBS Mornings Kindness 101 is back. Steve Hartman and his kids share a lesson in love, openness, and redefining what it means to be a family.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues. This morning, we meet Calvin Owens, the 5-year-old who calls hospital nurses his best friends.
Plus, celebrity historian Rafi Andonian is in the studio to talk all about National Sewing Month. However, it's going to wrap it up for us for now. We will be back here Monday morning bright and early at 5 a.m.
And we'll, of course, see you today right here at noon.